Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, for whenever you're listening to this. Welcome to this quiet space. My name is Nathan Travers, and today I'm going to be telling you a story. And this story is about a man shown on screen, who is responsible for the imprisonment of cruelty, even through some small actions. His name is Avraham Tory. So let's set the scene. The year is 1909, and Avraham Tory was born in Latvia, Lithuania. Much is not known about this man, or most especially his childhood, but we do know he was an active member of the General Zionist Youth Movement, which aimed to promote Judaism. He was also a gymnast who performed in the first ever Maccabiah Games and then moved to Pittsburgh in the United States for his college education. While he was there, his father, Zechariah Golub, passes away. Now let's stop for a moment. Think about that. Already living through a tough time where being Jewish is not respected and they're treated very differently and treated as they are worse. He has to go through his father's death. He has to go through so much. But he's still living he himself is living an okay life. Having a hobby and being a gymnast, being an active member in some movements, and going through studying. So let's continue. And he moves back to his now home of Kovno because of his father's death, and continues his study, which is of law, there in Kovno. Soviets came, claimed Kovno, and made Zionism counter-revolutionary, meaning someone or something who resists revolution. Avraham Tory fled, traveled to the city of Vilna to escape deportation to Serbia because of being Jewish. And he returns in 1941. Stop there. Think about that again. Already he is going through the tough life that people who were Jewish had gone through, and people still don't respect some of them, and he had to leave his home because of it. And now his return set him up for both success and for failure. So Germany took over Lithuania once the Soviets left. Him, along with every other Jewish person in Kovno, were forced into a ghetto. And even though he was being treated like he was a prisoner or like he was less than, he continued his work in law and working as a secretary for a law professor. And all while this is happening, he's taking notes of his life, writing them in diaries, journals, everything. And as a secretary, he was able to be present in some important discussions, and also held access to many documents and records. With help of a Christian woman named Penina, kept detailed diaries in some of the important records. And now we're in the year 1943. And the ghetto had officially become a concentration camp. So, using his knowledge of the place and everything, he helped Penina and her daughter Shulamit escape, and followed a year after. Not before hiding 5 crates in an unfinished building. Let's take a stop there. So even though he's being treated terribly and is going through a very tough life, he's still working hard. He's still going through all this. And the reason he went through this was because he knew documentation of life before Kovno, of life during the ghetto, was important. And months later, after hiding on a farm with the Christian family, Lithuania was liberated, and he was able to come home. And he searched for his crates, remembering the importance of the documentation. And he was able to locate 3 of his 5. And Tory then made sure that those crates were given safe passage to Bucharest, knowing that they would be important. And he traveled there, going through country after country, working his way to Israel. 3 whole years later, he made it to Tel Aviv, where he was a witness in the trial of a few members of the German tragedy. His notes and documentations were used to find an SS officer and the mayor of Kovno guilty. And that SS officer was the main reason for the death of 2,800 people. Just think about that for a minute. You might not even know 2,800 people, and he was responsible for all 2,800 of those people. Men, women, children, all of their deaths. And the only reason he was imprisoned is because of the effort this man, Avraham Tory, put in. And after all of this happened, he lived a decently simple life, marrying Penina and moving to Poland in 1945. And 2 years later, in 1947, Avraham and his family settled in Israel. And there, he became a well-respected worker of the law, where he opened his own law firm and became his own attorney. Tory and Penina had 2 more daughters on top of Shulamit. His diaries were published in 1990, where they became official books, still available to read today. In 2002, at the age of 92, Avraham Tory unfortunately died of natural causes, with his family and loved ones beside him. In the end, Avraham Tory was a resistor of the Holocaust, and its efforts fully removed any chance of denial for Germany and its crimes. Thank you for listening. I really hope you learned something from this, and have a great day.